Hello everyone, my name is Manisha and I'm going to start the topic cost accounting. So, before starting with the cost accounting, we have to know what is cost. The cost is what we are measured in monetary terms. Means we have to calculate the terms in money. That is the cost. Just to get to know about the terms of goods and services. So we need to evaluate the value of the goods and services, that is cost. So now I'm going to tell about your costing. What is costing? Costing is the process or a technique to calculate the cost, to know the cost. Okay, so we have to use certain techniques and procedure accordingly. Then, what is cost accounting? Cost accounting includes your per unit cost. Now, I'm going to tell what is cost accountancy. Cost accountancy includes costing and cost accounting. Basically, in cost accountancy, we have to calculate the major principles, methods, and techniques of the cost, how to control it and how to ascertain it. So why we are doing this? We are doing this for making the profit or evaluating the profit. In a simple term, cost accounting is what? Cost accounting is basically a procedure where we have to calculate the total cost or cost per unit. Here we are evaluating our cost per unit because we have to identify in the production unit or a manufacturing unit that what the costing included in a particular product. If we are calculating it on the basis of the per unit cost, if we are producing up markers, so if in this we are producing 1000 markers, so we have to identify it the per unit cost of one marker. So accordingly we can calculate this with the help of cost accounting. Why we are using the cost accounting? We are using the cost accounting basically to identify the profits of a particular product, and if there is any uncertainty, we have to identify it or we have to control it by using the term cost control. So in short, cost accounting is a management information system where we analyze our past, present, or future data which is provided a cost related information, basically to take our managerial decision making. Now, what are the definitions of cost accounting? So, our first definition is cost accounting is a technique and process of assessment of cost. In a simple term, cost accounting helps to get the value of the cost. Means we have to identify in terms of money, in terms of values, in terms of the monetary aspects. We can identify it with the help of cost accounting. Then secondly, the techniques and the procedure of ascertainment of cost. Cost account is the recording of expenses or basis on which they are calculating and ends with the preparation of statistical data. Actually, we are using the term cost accounting here as a term of recording the overall expenses incurred in our production units. So we have to identify how much raw material is using, how much labor is using, and how much expenses are incurred. It may be direct or it may be indirect. So with the help of cost accounting, we can calculate our the direct or indirect cost of your manufacturing unit. Now, the process of accounting for cost from the point at which expenditure incurred or commit to the establishment of its ultimate relationship with cost centers and units. Basically, the term cost accounting helps to get the major points where the cost is incurred. Means apart from this, we can get to know the cost center related to the which part. Means if we are talking about the cost, we can get the information with the help of product, with the help of services, with the help of raw material, with the help of, there are so many things we can calculate it. So cost center, have to identify at which point of unit we are talking about, or a product or a services. Then we are talking about our cost unit. In this we can calculate the units per units. Okay, so accordingly cost accounting helps to get the information regarding your per unit cost. So basically under this we can use as a controlling method over here. We can use our cost accounting with the help of controlling. How we can control it? If we are having a data regarding our costs manufacturing unit, definitely we can control with the help of cost accounting. Basically under the activity which is carried out of the plan, which is carried out by the planning of the cost. So we have to take the action related to our predetermined action and the actual actions. We have to calculate it, we have to evaluate it with the help of cost controlling. So cost accounting is also may be defined with the help of cost methods and techniques and procedures, which always got to know about the estimate cost of production, estimation of your profits, estimation of your performance. On the basis of this, we can identify it, we can take a corrective measure, we can evaluate it on the basis of this cost accounting. Why we are using this? To get the best utilization of resources regarding their cost. Now, the nature and the characteristics of accounting. The first characteristics is specialized branch of accounting. Basically, if we talk about cost accounting is very specialized regarding their cost. Why it is so? Because it covers the collection, it covers your classification, recording, absorption, allotment. It covers so many things. Basically, if we talk about the cost accounting, it involves the everything regarding the cost. That's why it is specialized branch of accounting. Here we can calculate the overall cost of the manufacturing unit, and we can calculate it a per unit cost of the units. So this is how it is specialized in the branch of accounts. Next is, it is an art or science or a both. Basically, cost accounting is a science because here is having some principles, some rules and some procedures which we need to follow it on the regular basis. Means we have a systematic thing, we have a format, we have to follow it accordingly. So basically, if we talk about the science, yes, cost accounting is a science and it is also an art. Why? Because we have to follow the certain rules and regulation with the help of our own skills, our own methods. So basically, if we are having their own skills, own methods, we can evaluate it, we can judge it on the basis of the art of the person. Means every person is having their own skill, own methods to do a certain level of work regarding their cost accounting, or we can say a layman term, we use certain things as we can mold up the things, we can do it accordingly. Okay, so if we are having a problem regarding our cost in our business, so we can get a corrective measures with the help of certain persons, and that person is having an art to evaluate it, to solve it, or to recognize it accordingly. Then next is recognize as a profession. If we talk about cost accounting is a branch of knowledge. Why it is branch of knowledge? Basically, if we talk about cost accounting, we have to know how to calculate our per unit cost. We got to know how to calculate our overall cost with the help of cost sheet. So, if we are having a knowledge regarding cost sheet or how to calculate it, then only we need to have the information regarding this. So this information is occurred by the professions. Okay, so that's why it is cost accounting is a recognition as of yours profession. So as of this Institute of Cost and Work Accounts of India provides professional assistance to cost accountant and frames the rules of their profession and approaches. Obviously, this indicates that the institution which provides a cost accountant means they are having a expertise of cost accounting. They can handle it accordingly because they are the masters of cost accounting and they know each and every rules and regulations regarding cost accounting. That's why they are having the profession as cost accountant. Then next is yours determination of various component of cost. Total cost means if we talk about total cost includes your direct material, direct labor, indirect labor, indirect expenses, and direct expenses. What does it mean actually? If we talk about the cost accounting, basically we are having certain things that are material which is involved directly or indirectly into the organization while manufacturing any kind of products and services. Then next, labor. Labor is also incurred directly or indirectly into the manufacturing units. So we have to get the information, we have to record the information regarding this, how much are the direct labor and how much are the indirect labors. So this total cost help us to get to know how much labor is involved in our particular manufacturing units. Then last is in this expenses. What is expenses? Expenses is basically the direct and indirect expenses. Basically, this is the expenditure of a company which is incurred by the time of manufacturing. So, with the help of these things, we can calculate our total cost of production. Then next is application of statistical data of computing profit and cost. If we have to calculate the profit and cost, we can use the cost accounting also. Why? With the help of this, we can evaluate the manufacturing unit's profits and loss. With the help of this, we can get the total cost of production in terms of statistical method. Okay, in terms of statistical data, and overall we can control it accordingly. If we need some corrective measure, we have to take some corrective measures, so we can take it accordingly. And through why we are using this corrective measures to determine our profit at a certain level. Okay, so basically according to this, the statistical data involves your cost sheet statement, cost accounts. There are various accounts regarding your cost accounts, and there is a purpose to comparative, means we can compare our cost. As of this, we can compare it of 5 years of data and more than that. It's up to the company to company. Next is yours helpful to management. Basically, cost accounting is very helpful. Why? Because we can get to know the per unit cost and overall cost of the units, manufacturing units. So we can control it over here and we can get the guidance regarding of this, which is very helpful to every level of management. Means if we talk about the top level management, if we talk about the middle level management, if we talk about the lower level management, all of them requires to get to know that the in our processing unit, in our manufacturing unit, how much cost is incurred while manufacturing the product. Okay, so this is very helpful to every level of management. Next is your scope of accounting, cost accounting. So first one is your classification of cost. Basically, if we talk about the cost, we can classify it into elements, function, nature, controllability, normability, and relevance to decision making. Accordingly, if we talk about, we have certain things. Elements, there is direct or indirect. If we talk about the things regarding the function, yes, we have a fixed cost, we have a variable cost, we have a semi-variable cost. Then controllability, we have controllable and non-controllable cost. So there are various costs which is involved under cost account. Very helpful to get the information regarding every cost. So next is yours cost recording. If we talk about the cost recording, we can get the every cost record. As I told you that we are having so many costs like fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable cost, marginal cost, absorption cost, allocation cost, unit cost, batch costing. There is so many costing over there. So we can record it with various ledgers account. Means ledgers means with determining that if we are having a marginal cost, then we have to maintain a marginal cost accounts accordingly. So we can record over here every cost accounts. Next is yours cost allocation. It includes allotment of whole item of cost to cost centers or cost unit. If we talk about cost allocation, basically in a simple term, cost allocation is yours. You have to identify that where the cost is involved and how much units is used in terms of raw material, labor or expenses. So we get to know accordingly if we are having, just for example, if we are having a small scale business and there are 5 labors involved in it. So we have to identify accordingly that which labor will do the certain level of work. So cost allocation help us to determine the job which is provided to the particular labor, or we can determine the cost of material also by determining the nature of the work, nature of the job. So with the help of cost allocation, these things can be predetermined basis. Then next is your cost determination. Cost determination means it is also known as cost measurement, or it means computation of cost of individual products and services, departments and other segments of an enterprise. Basically, under cost determination, we got to know that how much cost is involved in certain product while manufacturing, how much cost is determined under services to provide the services to the customer for our better selling or goodwill of the company. Various department, obviously if we are having an employees and various departments accordingly, then somehow they are incurred the cost, certain costs. So we can determine it with the help of cost accounting. And another is there are so many other segments are there. So we can identify it accordingly. Next is your cost control. Cost control helps that if we are having a cost accounting, every accounts, obviously we can easily identify the per unit cost of a production, and we can identify the overall cost of production. So on the basis of this, we can take the various decision accordingly and we can control it over the tax burden. If we are having a different investment, we can get to know which one is the best one accordingly. So with the help of this, we can control our cost accordingly. Then next is your cost comparison. If we are having a current cost or our previous cost, with the help of comparative study of cost statement, so we can compare it accordingly, or with the help of this we can take a similar other concern, like we can go for the further investment, we can take the necessary decisions accordingly whether it is profitable or it creates a loss. Then next is cost reporting. Cost reporting means with the help of this we can get to know that how much cost is used under the top level management, how much cost is used under the middle level management. So this kind of decisions we can get to know with the help of cost accounting. We can prepare the report accordingly, which help us to take the several decisions regarding our cost. We can control over here with the help of cost reporting. The next is yours cost reduction. Cost reduction means we can use to we can evaluate the cost of produce or a services incurred. Whatsoever cost is produced while production unit, so we can take a necessary action accordingly. We can reduce the cost with the help of cost accounting. That's why it is helpful to take a better utilization of resources, and we can get the best output with the minimum resources. That's why it helps to reduce the cost. Then next is yours cost analysis. Cost analysis means we can analyze the cost with the various determination of cost. It means if we talk about the fixed cost, if we talk about the variable cost, if we talk about the semi-variable cost, if we talk about the marginal cost, we can analyze it, we can evaluate it with the help of various cost, because cost accounting is occurred each and every cost which we can analyze it briefly, we can evaluate it briefly. Then next is your cost audit. Cost audit means we can examine, we can evaluate it, we can take the inspection regarding the cost accounting system. With the help of this, we can use a better implementation, we can take a better decision makings while taking the audit regarding your cost system. Then what are the functions of cost accounting? The first one is your cost ascertainment. What does it mean? If we talk about ascertainment, and we have to determine the every unit regarding job, operations, process, departments or services. With the help of this, we can identify it that whether the company is occurring a heavy profits or a heavy loss accordingly. How much expenses are there, how much labors are there, how much material are there. We can identify it, we can analyze it accordingly. So with the help of this, we can take up corrective measures accordingly. So ascertainment is to determine the cost of production in every unit, in every job, in every operations, in every process, in every department, and in every services. The next is yours cost control. As I told you, with the help of cost control, this is a very important function of cost accounting. Why? Because it makes our cost very effectively or very efficiently. If we are using all the things like cost sheet, cost center, cost unit, definitely we can control our cost very easily while manufacturing a product or services. So how we can control it? We are having a estimated data while planning the cost, and we are having a actual data while performing the work or while performing the job. So we can compare it and we can take the corrective measures accordingly if we required, and we can take our managerial actions, we can take our we can take the rectifications regarding this. Then cost reduction. Cost reduction means we can reduce the cost of product or services, the pair of quality, quantity, and your corrective measures. With the help of this, genuinely the company is having several savings. Why? Because we are making our cost reduce with taking corrective measures accordingly. If we are using this, obviously the company is having a so many savings, and we can invest it accordingly whenever and wherever we require. Then next is yours ascertainment of profitability. Obviously, if we talk about the cost accounting, why we are using, because we ascertain our profit makings. We can take the corrective measures, we can take the corrective ideas regarding how to get to know the per capacity and how we can achieve this with the maximum profits. That is our objective, that is every company's object. Then determination of selling price. With the help of cost accounting, we can get to know the total cost of production, and we can get to know the selling price of production, and we can get to know the per unit cost of production. And if we talk about the selling price, we can get the per unit cost of selling price also. So why we are opting these kind of things? Because we are having a huge investments regarding this. If we talk about the per items, we get to know whether our company is having a profits or loss while manufacturing or engaging are per product or per services. So with the help of this, we can reduce our very ह्यूज लॉसेस, जो हमें लॉसेस होते हैं उसको हम रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस. देन प्रोवाइडिंग अ बेसिक्स of business policy and decision making. Obviously, with the help of cost accounting, we can take our best decision and we can formulate our very effective rules and regulations, or we can formulate it accordingly, because with the help of this we are focusing our gross or net profit of our company, and we can increase our profits accordingly. We can involve it. With the help of this, we can involve a break-even analysis also, means where there is no profits and no loss. This is a point where the businessman is having a great sales of productions. So basically, it focusing to build our betterment of the organization. So as of now, this is a time to end up the session. So I hope you all are having a clear regarding your topic, that is your cost accounting. Thank you so much. Have a good day.